Immerse yourself in the profound insights offered by Father Chuck Belmonte as he delves into daily reflections on various gospel passages from the Bible.
February 10th, Monday. What should I do when I notice the defects of the others? We should understand and forgive other people's weaknesses. If you cannot transform yourself into what you would like to be, how can you expect to control others? We desire their perfection, yet fail to address our own shortcomings. We want them to face our strict corrections while refusing to correct ourselves. Their freedom irritates us, yet we insist on our own desires. We want them constrained by laws, yet we reject any limits on ourselves. This clearly shows how infrequently we consider others as we do ourselves. If everyone were perfect, what suffering would we endure from one another for God's sake? However, God has arranged it so that we must learn to bear one another's burdens, for no one is without fault, no one is without burden, and no one is completely self-sufficient or wise. Therefore, we must support, console, and help one another, offering mutual counsel and advice. A person's true virtue is best revealed in times of adversity, adversity that does not diminish a person but rather reveals their true character. Some would not receive Jesus because his face was set toward Jerusalem. And when his disciples James and John saw it, they said, "Lord, do you want us to bid fire come down from heaven and consume them?" But he turned and rebuked them, and they went on to another village. Once again, Jesus gives the apostles a lesson in understanding, forgiveness, and holy toleration for those in error. Saint Josemaria, Jesus wants us to have this spirit of his. Do you see his continual eagerness to be with people? Aren't you moved to contemplate how he rejects no one? He speaks to one and all, has a kind word for everyone, teaches them, instructs them, brings tidings of joy and hope, with this marvelous, unique fact of a God who lives together with men. At that moment the zeal of James and John was a bitter zeal. They hadn't yet learned to understand other people's weaknesses, following the Master's example. Christ desires all men to be saved, and that no one should be lost. He longs to give his life for all in an outpouring of love that is a perfect holocaust. Jesus doesn't want to convince us by force. Living alongside men, he gently draws them to follow him in search of true peace and joy. We must do the same, since it is Christ's own charity that impels us. With the ever-new light of charity, with generous love for God and neighbor, we shall renew our desire to understand and forgive everyone. Seeing the Master's example, we don't want to feel we are enemies to anyone. We can summarize our attitude to souls with St. Paul's heartfelt cry, "My affection is for all of you in Christ Jesus. By charity you will sow peace and joy in the world, loving and defending the personal freedom of souls, the freedom which Christ respects and won for us."
I would be delighted to extend an invitation to you once again tomorrow for another insightful reflection on the Gospel by Father Belmonte.